White, yellow.
So to our second quarter-final of the evening, and it's women's doubles. And the three-time defending champions, twice former world champion as well, Wang and Juhl of China, up against the European champions, number 4 seeds, Pedersen and Juhl. This will be the 7th meeting between these two pairs.
Yes.
Richard Ting of Singapore is our umpire for this one. Toss of the coin complete. And of course the Danes are left-handed and right-handed combination. Always very effective in doubles. So might be a bit of a surprise that the former world champions and defending champions here are only the number 5 seeds here in the women's doubles, but I can tell you they haven't been playing many tournaments because of injury woes. 5 finals from 6 tournaments though this year. And there you can see the draw. 3 Chinese pairs, 2 Japanese in the quarter-final stage, 1 Korean, 1 a Dane and 1 Indonesian pair as well. So there is the former world mixed doubles champion, Camilla Juhl. 30 years of age, so she'll turn 31 later this month from Skagen. Number 4 seeds, but their world ranking of 3. Now this is actually their 3rd consecutive quarter-final here at the China Open. And their win-loss record for the year. 2 finals from 12 tournaments. They won the European Championships, retained their European title, and reached the final of Singapore as well. And they have been as high as 2 in the world ranking, so this is the first tournament that they played this year where they haven't been seeded either 1 or 2, the Danes. So expectations have been very high, and in all honesty, haven't lived up to those expectations according to their seeding position. The Chinese pair, Wang and Yu Yang, first won the title here in 2011 and 12 and last year as well. Win-loss record for the year. Well, 5 finals from 6 tournaments. That win-loss record there. Not actually taking into account one of their losses, which was in the last 16 of the Asian Games. Now, as I was saying, this is the 7th meeting between the 2 pairs. And that is rather ominous if you're a Danish fan. Last time they met was in the quarter-final of the Denmark Super Series, and of course with Wang and Yu Yang going on to take that title. They obviously won on that occasion. The only time that the Danes have beaten their Chinese opponents were in the group stage of the Super Series finals last year in Kuala Lumpur.
Okay, ready?
Really does seem
Ladies
very
and gentlemen,
odd to say the 4
on my
world
right,
champions only the
Pedersen,
number 5 seeds.
Denmark.
It's a reverse of what we saw in the men's doubles.
Yeah.
It's opposite.
Yang, China. Pedersen to serve to Wang Xiaoli.
Yeah, it's a very, very difficult match for the Danes. Let's see how they do.
Disguise from Wang, 25-year-old from Hubei province. Well, they've had to withdraw before the tournament has started 3 times this year, the Chinese pair. 3 from the Korean Super Series, the Malaysian Super Series the following week, and also Indonesia as well. The service short.
Service over. 2-1.
And the short service shot. No one missed that. Yeah, you and I, we've discussed in length
3-1.
on previous occasions, you know, the Chinese combination, whether that's going to be split up or whether Yu Yang will be chosen to run the campaign for China in terms of the Olympics. And we have been very doubtful.
Yeah.
But I must admit that, you know, they keep going on and they play and they win most of the tournaments they play. So chances are that, you and I, we might be wrong at the end of the day.
Well, prior to this year's China Open, they played in 41 tournaments together, the Chinese pair. They've been in 34 finals. That is quite remarkable. Only 7 times that they failed to get
Not to get to the final.
final.
Yeah, that's incredible.
But I haven't done an awful lot of prep for next week in Hong Kong. But what I have done is notice that Wang Xiaoli, I believe, is playing with Bao Yi-sin in the women's doubles. So maybe that's a little clue.
Maybe we get some there,
yeah. To your supposition that whether this is going to be one of the pairs of the Olympic campaign.
Service over. 4-all.
Well, talking of Olympic campaigns, Christina Pedersen is only going to play women's doubles in the build-up to the Rio Olympics. No mixed doubles for her, despite the fact that she's twice been a bronze medalist at World Championships in mixed doubles and Olympic bronze medalist in mixed doubles.
Yeah, her partnership with Joachim Fischer-Pedersen, Joachim Fischer-Nielsen, sorry, seems to come to an end, and she will concentrate 100% on this event. And that was a very, very clever.
Yeah, it was nice, wasn't it?
A good lift.
Well, when you told me that piece of news when we were at the Denmark Open,
Yeah, you could believe it.
oh, well, it was one of the rare occasions I've been lost for words.
Yes. But I think since the decision has come out, you know, the mixed doubles pair of Joachim Fischer and Christina Pedersen has really lost it a bit. You know, they don't have the same fighting spirit. They don't have the same commitment in what they're doing, and the results has suffered from it. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, they lost last night, didn't they, as the number 3 seeds lost out to Cambridge and
7-5.
And also in the Denmark Open, they
yeah.
had an early loss.
Okay, ready? Click.
Yes.
9-5.
Camilla Juhl was defending that mid-court area, and then she got caught in that drop shot. Watch out, don't do that.
Yeah.
Wang Xiaoli is so strong in that forehand. And look at how she's covering it straight away. She loves it. is.
Wow.
11-5 interval.
A run of 6 straight points. That's not what the Danes wanted. Lars Juhl, head coach. He had a disappointing day yesterday as far as Denmark was concerned.
They had another 4 entries apart from this women's doubles, and all 4 of them lost. There was the men's doubles, 2 men's singles, and the mixed doubles.
Yeah.
Hot 1, 20 seconds. Hot 1, 20 seconds. Yeah, coach.
So it's not been one of the best tournaments for Denmark. They have to go home and regroup.
You and I were talking on the bus to the
As
venue
we always do.
11-5.
on our way to watch today's quarterfinals, and we were saying, well, it is disappointing the lack of Europeans here on quarterfinals day across all 5 disciplines.
Yeah, this is the only entry.
Yeah. No, Mark Schweder.
12-5.
Sorry, you're right, Mark Sweetler, yes. So we got 2 entries
Yeah.
out of 20.
Yeah. And we touched on women's doubles yesterday and the disappointment that there were only 25 pairs entered into the women's doubles here.
Giving 7
Service
buys,
over.
yes.
Yeah.
6-12.
8 of the pairs from China. But this is an ongoing problem because we didn't fill the draw in Paris. There was some first round buys because there weren't
Enough pairs.
enough pairs.
Yeah.
And there were 9
From France.
from France.
Yeah.
How many French pairs in the women's doubles here?
None.
Exactly. And, I mean, we are reliant to a huge extent
Service
in
over.
this women's doubles
13.
discipline on this
6.
pair that's on court right now, this Danish pair.
The Danish pair, yes.
Only non-Asian pair that's...
Been able to challenge
Exactly.
and winning on some occasions. And,
Yeah.
didn't they win the Super Series finals?
They did last year.
Yes, they did.
Service fault called.
Service
Struck
fault
above the
called.
waist.
Service over.
She'll come in.
7-13.
He's a busy man. He was umpiring the last match, wasn't he?
Yeah. So the next one is off.
Yeah. They do work hard, the court officials. They do a wonderful job.
Service over. 14-7.
It's funny how our attitudes change, isn't it? Do you remember me as a player? Least said about that, the better, I think.
I keep my mouth shut.
No, they do a very good job.
Service over. 8-14.
So if the Danes are going to have any chance in this match, I definitely think their defence have to pick up. And in this, I particularly think of Christina Pedersen. She has had quite a few mistakes in her
9-14.
defence, and obviously she's got to start picking up on that if they want to match a pair like this, as what we watch on the screen now.
Way long.
10-14.
Yeah, that's good play by the Danes here.
11-14.
Good attack and perfect interception here by the left-hander Camilla Ridder-Juhl. But that is definitely the favourite combination of the 2 Danes when Christina Pedersen here in the picture is serving, because her serve is so good. The way she's able to hold it, and she can play the low serve and she can flick it, as what we just saw, but she can also change the low serve to play into the tee, but also serve wide, which makes it so difficult to attack. And what a comeback here from the Danes. I think they were 8-14 down, and now 7-14 down.
Yeah.
And now it's 13-14. So this is a very nice comeback.
Service over. 15-13.
You know, I really questioned in my own mind at the beginning of the year whether Yu Young had the desire anymore. I think she's emphatically answered my questions and my doubts.
Yeah, I think she's working hard at it. She wants to win. But having said that as well, she is not as good as what she was a few years ago. Honestly, she's not. But again, once again, we're talking about finer details. Yes. So don't get us wrong.
Service over. 14-17.
See, I was there in Taipei when they played the final against the two Indonesians, Gracia Poli and her partner. And yes, and the Indonesian pair won quite easily in 2 games, and that was because a lot of pressure was played on Yu Yang, and she simply just couldn't take it. She made too many mistakes, and she was very agitated and not happy with the situation. And I think the Indonesians played a very clever tactical game. They really did. Yeah, finding the gap.
19-15.
She has good vision, doesn't she, Yu Young?
Yeah. But one of the few weaknesses in the Danish combination as well is the fact that the player at the net tends to cover a little bit too little. It's too simple to see where they're standing, and then just guiding the shuttle in the opposite direction, and it will force the one at the back to have to cover that, and that's adding on lots of pressure.
So game point opportunities.
And that's out.
Yeah, overdone it.
Game.
Well, having made that good
First game
fight
won
back.
by Wang.
6 straight points from 7-14 down to get back to within a point of their opponents. Then fell away a little. Or perhaps that's unfair. Perhaps the Chinese pair just upped their intensity. But 21-15, scoreline of the game.
Which looks fairly comfortable. For women's doubles, where we're used to having long games and all that, it's 21-15 in just 15 minutes, which is rather unusual. That's the one Christine got caught twice in that one, and the second one was killed at the net. Yeah.
Hot 1, 20 seconds. Hot 1, 20 seconds. Camila, Camila receive, huh? Okay, ready? Second game, level, play.
So the umpire starts, calls for the start of the second game. And for Danish fans who would be concerned right now, I should just remind you that in their first match yesterday, because of course all seeded pairs got a bye in the first round, so both these pairs have only played one previous match. And the Danes against Shizuka Matsuo and Manu Nato lost the opening game there before coming back to win, so they will have the belief that they can do so again. Last 3 times these two pairs have met each other, it's gone the full distance, so I suppose that as well, Morten, is a bit of a psychological boost to the Danes, knowing that, you know, we've pushed them close.
It can be done.
Yeah.
But somehow,
Service over.
I don't think it will happen today.
Why? Are you looking at body language of the Danes, or you don't think there's enough spark, or?
You see, if the Danes are going to be able to win against this very, very good Chinese pair, first of all, they need to be really fired up. Second of all, they need to be prepared to work these very, very long rallies.
Yeah.
And you know, stay with their opponents and dent them and work with them and score points and hard hitting and all that. But I don't see it. When I say we, the Danes play the game, but somehow mistakes are creeping in quite early in the rallies, and they make too many mistakes, and we don't see that very, very hard fight as what we see when they are up against the Chinese pair and really winning against them.
Yeah. But this rally must...
This is very encouraging.
Yeah.
Very encouraging. Much better.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah, good angle.
Service over, 3-all.
Former Olympic champion with Du Jing. In fact, she's been in the final here at the China Open with Du Jing a couple of times as well.
Yeah, she'd had a good record here.
Yeah.
Service over, 4-3. Ready?
It's out. That's what I would normally call well left.
5-3.
Nowhere near it.
There's that variation in serve you were talking about in the opening game.
Absolutely. She does it so well. So that's 3 easy mistakes here by the Danes. There is the lift out of the court. And Camilla. And then 2 mistakes from Christina Pedersen here. Short, yep, well left. But it's just adding on to my point I was trying to make before, that if the Danes are going to win, the rallies somehow have to look different to what we're seeing today.
Service over, 7-6. Ready, play.
Yeah.
8-6.
Going through a bit of a difficult patch at the moment, Pedersen.
Then there was a mistake in her defence, and now a straight mistake on the service return. The idea by Camilla Juhl here was really fine. Desperately unlucky it wasn't going over, but I think it could have been a winner, a straight winner. That's a defensive shot.
Seven of the last 8 points now to the Chinese pair.
So it's 5-3.
Yeah. Way long as well. So there's 89 points to the mid-game interval. The defending champions with a healthy lead, a game up and 5 points up here in the second.
I think the camp here, the Chinese camp is looking quite relaxed, and you see the coaches leaving the court so soon means that they're fairly comfortable and they really know what to do and what tactics to apply. On the other hand, the Danish pair is using all their allotted time. Lars Ulrich is still on the court, so obviously they use as much time as possible to try to talk it through and see if they can find ways of really breaking the trend here.
11-6, play.
Now you obviously know them much better than I do, so do you think Lars has been giving them encouragement as much as anything, or will he have given them 1 or maybe 2 specific tactical things to really focus in on? Or perhaps a bit of both?
Knowing Lars, I think he will go on the tactical approach.
Yeah.
You know, whenever we see him, that seems to be the case. Somehow, I think it's much more important that they find a little bit of belief that this can be done, because otherwise, as we see now, the train is simply just running away from them, and they just have to believe that they can do it. It's much more in the mind than anything else.
Yeah. Well, that run finally comes to an end, but...
Yeah, what a run.
Yeah. It's long too.
Yeah, they're playing with the drift. It doesn't make it any easier.
Service over, 14-7. Ready, play.
That's coming out as well.
15-6. 15-7.
12 of 14 points.
Comes out.
16-7. Service over, 8-16.
It's for the Danes more than anything, I think, to see if they can save some pride and get better scores than what they have at the moment.
Service over,
Yeah,
17-8.
looks disappointed. It's understandable.
Yeah, I don't know, but you know, body language-wise, and obviously a little bit of lip reading and so on. I think they say it doesn't matter what we do. It's just all going wrong.
Yeah. Oh, missed it. I think what's difficult for me to comprehend here is the fact that until very, very recently, Christina Pedersen were the #2 ranked pair in the world. And to see the way they've not... It would be unfair for me to say approach this match, but you recognised very early on it was not going to be their day.
Yes.
Now, if you can recognise that, opponents can recognise that. And for a pair that's been so highly ranked, so successful, of course we all have bad days. You know, but this is disappointing.
18-9.
Yeah, but you know, I think obviously it's disappointing to us watching it, but I can guarantee that is just as disappointing, or even more, for the two players.
Sure.
They will feel devastated after this one.
Yeah.
But it just goes back to whatever we discussed before.
19-9.
That, you know, Christina has decided to opt out of the mixed doubles and solely concentrating on this women's doubles. They have to start finding the answers when they play against Chinese combinations like this. They have to find a way of playing, setting them up in a better possible way. Because if they just inverted commas carry on like what they do, it's really, really difficult to see how they can beat these pairs.
Yeah,
so
that's it.
They have to be more inventive. We have 11 match points here, 29 up. The first one of asking is 21-9. So the scores 21-15, 21-9 for the two Chinese, Wang Xiaoli and Yu Yang.
Just a fraction over 30 minutes.
Yes, very, very short match.
Well, all credit to the defending champions because they're extremely positive today. Confirmation of the score. 2 straight games, very convincing for the defending champions.
Team Shusasaki from Japan and Linda from
1号场地将要进行的是男子单打比赛，由来自日本的河本武对阵来自中国的林登。
So after that women's doubles, we turn our attention to men's singles. And I can tell you we're only looking at the bottom half of the draw there. But at quarter-final stage, there are 4 left-handers. That's pretty unusual, isn't it? 2 of them are facing off here.